You're listening to a story from a divided city. A city split in two, separated by an intimidating barrier that was patrolled day and night by guards with orders to shoot. This is the story of the Berlin Wall, and these are the stories of the people who built it and the people who tried to escape it. It's 1961, and the world is still catching its breath after the horror of World War II. Germany is split between the democratic West and the communist East, and Berlin, its capital, is a microcosm of this larger division. On one side, there's music, there's art, there's ideas. On the other side, there's propaganda, there's censorship, and there's fear. People can move between East and West Berlin, but those who do are often tempted to defect. Between 1945 and 1961, more than 3 million people leave East Berlin for the West, which is more than 20% of its entire population. That's like losing a quarter of all the people you went to school with and never seeing them again. And it's happening at a time when the threat of nuclear war is at its highest. On August 13, 1961, the leaders of East Germany announced the construction of a new barrier to stop people leaving the country. Overnight, barbed wire and then concrete barriers are erected across the city, sectioning off streets and separating families. Homes are demolished to make room for this new structure, and the residents are forced to move. Within weeks, the barriers are over 100 kilometers long and 3.6 meters high, with no end in sight. At the top, there's a lip to prevent people from scaling it, and the whole thing is patrolled day and night by guards with orders to shoot anyone trying to cross. Welcome to Checkpoint Charlie. It's the name given to the best-known crossing point between East and West Berlin. It's also the name given to the infamous American military policeman who in 1961 refused to be arrested by East German authorities. His real name was Charles Edward Radcliffe, but to the world he became known as Captain Power. It was October 27, 1961, and the Americans had detained an East Berliner for driving a stolen car into West Berlin. They wanted to send him back, but the only way to do that was through Checkpoint Charlie. The border guards wouldn't let the Americans bring him there, so the Americans sent Captain Power instead. When the border guards demanded his American military ID, he showed them his captain's bars and told them his name was Captain Power. They arrested him anyway. The Americans weren't having it. Within hours, hundreds of American soldiers had gathered at the checkpoint demanding his release. The standoff lasted several hours, with the Americans growing increasingly agitated. The border guards were unmoved until suddenly one of the guards stepped out of his tower and handed Power a piece of paper. It was a set of charges saying he'd been declared persona non grata and was to be expelled from East Berlin immediately. Power had become a celebrity overnight, appearing on the cover of Time magazine and having Hollywood executives already circling for his life story. But he was uncomfortable with all the attention and soon left Berlin and the army. Meanwhile, the wall continues to cast a long shadow over the city. Entire apartment blocks are demolished to make way for it. Residents living within 100 meters of the wall are evicted. And as Christmas approaches, thousands of people are stuck on the wrong side of the barrier, separated from their loved ones. But as people come to terms with their new reality, life slowly returns to normal. Shops reopen, schools welcome back their students, and churches ring out once again. That's it for today. Join us next time for more stories from a divided city. All the stories in this series are inspired by real events and people.